Hello, and welcome to another episode of Pressing Positivity. I hope you're all doing okay, and I wish you a very happy new year. Now, I do know that I am a few days late for New Year and to be saying Happy New Year, but I really hope that what I'm talking about today will be relevant for the whole year, every year. I did just want to pop that little message in there though, so that you guys would know that I haven't forgotten about you. I do know it's been a while since I last posted an episode, and that's because my life has been insane. I've been pretty busy with some stuff going on. I've not really had time to record an episode, but I'm sitting down today to record an episode and hopefully get it up as soon as possible. So that my New Year wishes will not be irrelevant by the time that this goes live. But we all got our own shit going on, so before I go off on a tangent about mine, let's get to the point of this episode. And that is New Year, New Me bullshit. I really, really hate all the New Year posts that are like, New Year, New Me. Don't get me wrong, I believe in new me. I try to be a new me every day. I just don't think that waking up on January 1st is some kind of magic that lets you immediately and spontaneously and instantaneously be a brand new person. So today I'm going to be talking about small, sustainable changes that we can make on a daily or weekly basis so that we can be a new person and it's actually sustainable over time. You can do a lot of crash diets in January and you can, make a lot of changes in January. But unfortunately, when we try to change too much too quickly, we end up just giving up because it's too hard. I mean, as humans, we already don't like change. So to try to change your lifestyle in a big way immediately, just because it's January 1st, is not a sustainable way to go. But there are things that you can do, and over time, you can achieve your goals. And I'll give you a small example. About 3 years ago, I was making my New Year's resolutions, and I wanted to drink more water. I talked about hydration on a previous episode and how important it is, and so I decided that I wanted to drink more water because I was consuming very little at the time. So I bought all these special bottles with the times of the day you're supposed to drink on it, and all of these things to help me drink water, and I ended up failing. I failed to drink water because, as well planned and as well thought out as it was, as someone who wasn't consciously thinking about drinking water all the time, I failed at my mission to drink water. And drinking water is the most basic, most simple thing that you can do. But I changed my strategy obviously later, and now I'm drinking about 1.5 liters of water per day. It's not a forced thing, it's a learned habit. And that's mostly what I find, is that if we have a bad habit or we want to create new habits, it's not something that we can really do overnight. And I think that that's what New Year's resolutions are for, to make small changes sustainably over time, not to put too much pressure on yourself because you want to have the perfect beach body or perfect ass by the time summer rolls around, because it's not a really attainable goal unless you're already most of the way there now. I'm not really sure why I used the beach body as an example, because that is actually something that drives me insane, and it's something that I'm planning to talk about in a future episode. I have a plan for that because body positivity is really important to me, and realistic body goals are really important to me. And the whole Instagram influencer culture really makes me insane. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. So, what I actually wanted to talk about today is people changing themselves for the better. I think that each of us is a work in progress. I don't think that any of us is as good as we can get. And I don't think that we can get better magically overnight either. I do think what we should be aiming for and what we should be trying to do is being a little better each day. So if your goal is to be less grumpy, then every day try to smile at one person or hold a door for somebody, or, if you see someone who drops something on the floor, pick it up. And hopefully those people will pay it forward. And in that way, you'd be making the world a better place. If your goal is to drink more water, then leave the water somewhere that you're going to see it. I choose a huge bottle of water, like the whole bottle is 1.5 liters, because that's my goal for the day. I leave it in my plain sight where I'm going to see it. If I'm having coffee, I put my water next to the coffee so that I don't forget to drink it, because it's easy to forget. If you have some sort of bigger goal, like getting in shape, being more healthy, eating more healthy, or something like that, you can eat more healthy every day. You can train yourself to want an apple instead of chocolate, even though it's not always realistic, especially not if you're me. But instead of getting some junk food, you can just not have it in the house. And when I'm on a diet, that's what I do. I try not to have the junk food in the house. Instead, I have bananas and apples. But again, eating sugary fruits can be almost as bad as eating sugary snacks. But the point is, if you're a person who eats a lot of junk food and then you try to cut out all of the junk food out of your life in one day, you're setting yourself up for a really difficult time to begin with and a disaster in the long run, because making a change that big, making a change of like a habit that is something that you do on a regular basis, or potentially something that you do for comfort, is setting yourself up for failure, and you're going to feel like shit when you fail your goal. So taking baby steps is a much more sustainable tactic for a long-term change. You're not going to see amazing, huge changes instantaneously, but in the long term, you will have actual physical and mental changes to your habits and changes to your thought process. Another thing that's been a big thing for me lately, and it's something that I'm hoping to change this year, is that I am an artist, and recently I have been suffering artist block, and that is another thing that I'm going to be discussing in a future episode, because I feel like everyone who is an artist comes to this at some point, and it is incredibly frustrating. So I have a plan in place for this year to help me overcome my creative block, my artist block, and get back to art, because I used to create so much, and lately I feel like I am creating absolutely nothing except for bad vibes towards myself, because I am so frustrated. So like I said, in a future cast, I'm going to be discussing my tactic for overcoming my artist block, and hopefully that can help some people out. So another goal that a lot of people are having now is money, because we all need it, right? So making money, and I have my social media accounts and that kind of thing. I'm not really a huge person for social media personally. I don't have any personal accounts, is what that means. But this this year I'm going to try to, really build my brand. And I'm going to try to be more on top of this podcast when I'm recording, when I'm posting, etc., etc. And hopefully I'll be setting up social medias for these too. I have a whole huge list of things that I need to get through, things that I haven't been able to get to because I've been really busy and my life has been really crazy. But I made a list, and my plan is to tick off one thing each day. Just check just one thing off my list each day. And for me, lists are amazing. I know that some people don't work well with lists, but I do for sure. I have my notebook. I like to write my lists on paper. And I write my list down, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment when you get to check something off your list. So if you're like me and you got really behind and life has just been insane, or you've been going through some shit and you've just kind of let things slide a little bit, it can really make you feel so much worse when you have all this impending responsibility and you've just kind of let it slide. I know how that feels, and that is not good for anybody. And I think that a lot of people, when they get into that kind of rut, they put a lot of pressure on themselves to catch up on everything within a few days. It's not realistic. You have to keep your goals realistic, or you're going to be disappointed. There's only so many hours in a day. We also need time for eating and exercising and self-care, having a shower, going to work, making food, cooking, taking care of our animals, and whatever else we have to do. So make your goals realistic. If you have a whole huge list of things that you need to get done, make your list. It might help if you make your list in such a way that you put small things into one section, big things into another, and then you choose. When you get up in the morning, depending on how much time you have, you choose if it's a big item kind of day or a small item kind of day. If it's a small item kind of day, maybe you can get 2 or 3 things done. Maybe you can only get 1 done. But the thing is that you will get something done if you just resolve to do one thing each day. Now, I know I'm not saying anything revolutionary here. This is nothing that people have not heard before. But I sometimes feel like people need permission. People need permission to go more slowly. With the speed of the world around us going at hyper speed, I think that people have to slow down and realize that we're humans. And we are only capable of so much. And we're not supposed to be capable of more than what we can do. So I think this is me giving you permission to take things slowly, take baby steps, and make sustainable changes. Whatever your goal is, it doesn't matter what your goal is, if I've mentioned it or if I've not mentioned it, whatever your goal is, make a plan to make small changes that will last. And when you are accomplishing the small things on a daily basis, you're going to feel a sense of self-satisfaction. You're going to feel satisfied. You're going to feel like you achieved something. You're going to feel like you're reaching your goals, like you're accomplishing something. It will give you the desire. It will give you the drive to do more. And then when you're feeling that way, then you can do more each day. You're going to feel less pressure and more satisfaction because you're actually achieving what you set out to achieve. So please don't look at what other people are doing and what they're saying that they're achieving, because let's keep in mind that 99% of what we see on social media is just pure bullshit. Let's keep in mind that And let's not feel bad about ourselves because of what other people are doing. Let's concentrate on what we're doing, what we can achieve individually. And then also together, perhaps. But for right now, let's just focus on individually. There is no pressure. There is no looming deadlines. There is only you, your goals, and the baby steps that you can take on a daily basis to get yourself closer to your goals. And that's really what I hope people can do for New Year, because I feel like that is really the way forward for everybody, not just you or me, everybody, because no one can do everything in 1 month. That's why people say Rome wasn't built in a day, and damn, are they right. It takes a while to get where you want to be, but just know if you make small steps to where you want to be, you are gonna get there. If you take a giant leap to where you want to be, it's gonna be hard to stay there, because it didn't take overnight for us to learn bad habits. So it's not going to take overnight for us to unlearn bad habits. It's a process. So just start. Just make a start. Like new year, new day. Okay? And every day is a new day. And every day we have an opportunity to take our baby steps. And that's what I'm going to be doing this year. And that's really what I'm hoping for all of you for this year too. So I hope that my words can at least help a couple people out and let you know that it's okay to do things in your own time. You don't have to do things on someone else's timeline. No, you do not. And I will be back again later this week with another episode. That's one of my baby steps. And I hope that you will take that step along with me. So thank you for listening today, and I hope that you have a good day, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.